stoop to any low came from
I
a
pre-ordered My
survival of
Fair
the fittest
stuff.
worldview.
And some people here not only shared
Only
her belief, but championed it
only
as
like
morally
collector
right, too.
edition stuff though.
That doesn't make it true.
With
Too
Catherine,
bad they couldn't see
when I got
through
that
her.
box.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered like Tales of Exilia. I got a box like this big, this tall, of the main character. He's like a figurine with his two swords. It's pretty cool. The collector's edition is cool. Diablo's collector's edition was really cool. You got a skull. You got a big ass book, art book, and then you got a little. You had like a little statue of Diablo's skull with a crystal inside of it, and that crystal was a USB that you could plug in your computer, and it had Diablo 2 installed when Diablo 3 came out. It was cool. I bought some of the Final Fantasy collectors. Got some cool stuff. Technically, I pre-ordered this game, but it was digitally. I mean, now I just pre-order. I don't really pre-order games either. I get them just day one when they come out if I want them that bad.
Ridiculous.
How loathsome. All I was just reading about Volron. Can I help you?
Okay.
I was as always an ardent supporter of Lord Erwagel Hilders myself. Were it not for his sudden death down on the surface, I likely still would be. In my eyes, Lord Erwagel is the true Water Lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident like they say. As for how Valoran runs Ganath Harrows, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Danans, but even his fellow Renans. We may live in society where to the victor go the spoils, but his actions go against what we as people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is this house Ignisary of his anyway? I never heard of it until he came along, which means they must be among the lowest dregs of society. That such an ignoble lineage could suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of it makes any sense, not to mention all of the upheaval around here of late. What is happening to our people? Well, that guy's kind of figuring it out.
Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harrows changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive.
Doing a
But
poll.
their loyalty to their
If it
people
ends
is
well.
also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies
I don't
that
think
more
Neo
than the
needs
lords.
DLC.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Renna. So to
There's
speak.
nothing left.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
There was
Guess
no
that
like
makes you an
cliffhanger
even
or
bigger
anything.
oddball than we thought.
The game like actually ended.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the lords were all people, too. Balsef and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
See?
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danan doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Yeah, I don't think Neo needs DLC. Like, what more could they go with about it?
What's this thing?
Oh, we found grape gel. Like, everyone is in the living world that wanted to be. They are, but the friends, you know, they party together. It needs a lot. What does it need? There's nothing it needs. The story ended,
There's something I just don't get.
and it ended in a happy
is it?
way.
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that
Well,
won
couples,
the
there
previous
was.
contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of
Shiki and
Thessalonia,
Neku
if
got
memory serves.
together.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current
Beat and
ruler of
Rhyme,
Rena?
brother and
The last I
sister,
heard, yes.
reunited.
Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen
And,
him since the end of the previous
Shoka
contest.
and Ren.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over Holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland.
Neku and
sovereign
Shiki
or
were
otherwise.
definitely official for sure.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
Shoka
When you
and
live
Ren
here,
just played
It's as if
the
you're
idea.
conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception,
Also,
then
Pinky
where are
and
they?
Candyman
Quite
were definitely
frankly,
official
I'm
too.
not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
She dead.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Let's kill him. I like Dullahan. You need more water. It's not working. I like Dullahan better than Sylvando. I told you Dullahan is the main character, did I not?
Wow, this place is beautiful!
He's the real
Yeah.
main character.
It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
That's why she hates him.
Despite Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance.
Oh, that was the scene of them
But
fighting.
he was desperate and low on options,
And then,
and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
like, yeah.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics
We
to
saw
try to
the
win,
scene at the
right?
very. We saw the scene.
But
This
then
is
why
the
does
scene that
Faria
he
think-
was like grabbing his head for
Wait.
and yelling at.
Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
She hasn't wanted him dead since forever ago. She only wanted him dead in the one scene because she thought it was
Do you
his
think he'll
fault
be all
about
right?
Miguel, but it wasn't his fault about Miguel.
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
But since they joined the party, she's been.
I didn't realize
doesn't-
how
she
difficult
never
it
wanna
is
kill
just to
him.
be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Ooh, shiny. I almost have enough for it too. Dude, why is his weapon 13,000? Oh, this is a big upgrade. Oh, I can buy it now too. Sure. Is this the rare book that they want? Oh, those look cool. I got spikes. Pink Protect. So I just need 2 dark mains, 5 dark mains, and I'm going to need a lot of Rending Titan things still. Armor. Alright, fine. This armor doesn't. It's not even worth buying. No. Okay.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Oh wait, we're supposed to go that way. I want to look over here. Nothing? Nothing. They look like they're gonna fight us. They don't look like good people. Are we in the Forbidden Zone?
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so
Instant
much for
fight.
them not wanting to fight.
Oh, I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menancia. I command you.
Threats to the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one. Flew away!
Being interrupted.
Illuminate the statue!
An astral earth?
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Yeah.
You picked the wrong fight!
You're mine! Not in your dreams!
Okay. Dragon Form!
Take the lightning to death!
Flew away!
Thunder! Chain between heaven and earth!
It's almost too strong!
Be
my guest!
A whirling fireball! Winds of heaven here! Here's a healing army training this way! Right here!
Flew away! Struck! Here I come! No gun! Back your blade!
Raging star!
Struck!
Annihilation!
Dragon Form! Dragon Form! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Resonate with the earth.
Let's
See what I can do.
My Phantom! Dragon Form!
Holy glitter! Holy
Ready,
red!
flash!
Chain between heaven and now!
Blow them away!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
4 grave shells. She has a lot of health. Yeah, I want to change my sword skin. I noticed I'm still using it. want that one no more. I want my new sword that I got. The refined sin cleaver. I have a better one. Where'd it go? Oh, it's the Atone sword. There we go. I think that one looks nice. You choose the skin. Look, yeah. They all have weapons. They all, you can use any weapon that you've crafted. You can use the skin. Because I didn't make the carrot. I didn't have the materials to make the carrot or the watering can. Where's the pink rifle? Did I make the pink one? I did. I'm using the pink one. Can we still wander in this dress? Or do we want to go back to our old armor? Oh, I got a blue one. I didn't even know I got a blue one. What do you want her to wear, Benny? To your eye candy. The white dress? This one? Or this one? That one? Okay. That one's nice. Column audio. Oh no, I like this. The human shaft is good. It's like an actual like bow staff from Soul Calibur. Keelik staff. Art of the Cosmos is pretty good, but this one goes good with her armor. I like that one's got an owl on it. I think I'll stick with that one though. I actually like these spike gauntlets. Yo, when I see this costume, I think of Jade from Dragon Quest. I don't know. Very Jade-like. This shield's actually pretty cool. I don't know why, I just like this one a lot. But this one's not bad. I'll keep her on that. I think her old armor works best with this. She needs gold armor. Yeah, it would work perfectly. The black, I guess, isn't bad. Yeah. You completely forget that's what he was wearing in the beginning of the game. I actually do kind of like this. Now that his mask is off, this actually kind of looks pretty good. But I think I'm still gonna keep the armor. I just like the beefiness of the armor. Alright, so we started a dungeon. Hi. You're very green. I needed 5 something. What do I need 5 of? Everything's green.
I won't forgive you!
You're mine!
Reflect on that. Your reflexes will not serve you well.
Winds of heaven!
I'm not done!
Can't get out of this!
You're mine!
Take this!
Do it! Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
A whirling struggle!
Now! Here I come!
Winds of heaven!
I'm not
Take
done!
this!
It's over! Dragon
Lunar
Swarm!
corruption! Sleep now!
I'm ready!
This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash!
Dance in the wind!
Here I come!
Mega
Throw
Red, you must be
escape!
handled by the power of water! Raging annihilation!
Throw escape! Dragon Swarm!
Blah, 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 magic!
Blow away!
Lunar blast! What can it be? More for the top!
You're finished!
Take it! Go! Sweet dreams!
You're mine!
I know fine weapon material when I see
Oh,
it.
Rending Titan Fangs and Dark Mains. I got all 5 Dark Mains right there. Rending Titan Fangs, I needed like... I think I need 7. Those are Mantis. That's a Mantis skin. It's a Mantis.
Go no further!
Here I come!
I thought it was a dragon.
Escape the flame inside is yours to be let free! Now! Time to cross blade! Take this! You're mine! Blue escape! Blue escape! Dragon Swarm! Raining Slash! Blow away! Ah! You picked the wrong fight! Here I come! Blue escape! Raining Slash! Blow away! Raining Slash! They smash the blade! Raining Slash! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! You're mine! Raining Slash!
Heal my weary companion.
Blow away!
Between heaven and
This
earth.
one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get the hunt.
Ow.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Denied!
You're mine! Front! On your blow away! Raining Slash! Blow away! Raining Stalagmite!
Being interrupted.
You're mine! Blow away! Raining
Again?
Now you see what I can do!
In here!
Raining
Over the stockpile!
Blow away! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Ready to go!
Ignite! On your knees!
Into the shadow! Tempest!
Raining Slash! Blow away! Raining Bloody Blow away! Try harder! My turn! On front!
Where are you going?
I could do without this pain! Here I come! Blow away! Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Hey! Hoodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Wait, Hoodle's quivering? I don't know what that means.
Gotta break through!
Let me help!
Feisty one, eh?
See what I can do.
My steel crush!
Illuminate the flame! Come
This
on!
time!
Glimmer!
Tell me, have you ever considered your
Wait a minute! Take this! Dragon Swarm! Blow away! Take this! Blow away!
They might leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And covering to me! I'm ready for the next battle.
Right, here goes!
In a bind?
Here I come! No escape!
Not on my watch.
Bombardment! It's over!
I'll thank you. Elusive deity.
I'm going in!
Eagle ray.
Raining
Where that came from? Glacial magic is evil.
Raining blast!
If it's in the sky,
Blow away!
it's mine.
Bloody howling.
Blow away! No escape! Dragon
Do
Swarm!
it! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash.
Lightning condemned!
Take it! No escape!
Between heaven and earth! A whale of
Raining
lightning!
Blow away! This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
You got spirit!
Not in your dreams!
Elusive eagle! You're mine! No escape!
Is it too late to talk over our differences?
Now you'll learn! You're finished! Blow away! Raining flash! On your way! I'm ready! Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Glacial spear!
No escape! Dragon block! Blow away!
Illuminate the
Escape! Dragon swarm! We did it! Blow away! Blow away!
Magic is field!
Dude, people are actually dying pretty quickly.
You're quite the gunslinger.
I can't lie.
In this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Besides the mantis, everything's going down pretty quick.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
But I don't really need to fight
Stand
this.
guard over the Forbidden Zone?
Yeah, I didn't think there was a way to avoid it.
Will help!
I think I'm actually just gonna... fuck it, we'll fight it. That's fine.
No escape! Not today!
Bring you down.
Another incantation ruined.
Annihilation!
Dragon swarm!
Armor won't save you.
Raging cascade! Lunar eruption! Spread!
Behold. The earth pulse. Tectonic vision. Begin.
You're mine!
There! Mega ray! Annihilation!
Strike!
Mega ray!
Try harder!
Gemini
Blow away! This one's all mine! Here I come!
Here I go!
Blow away! Burn!
Raging storm! Blow
Raining
flash!
Blow away!
Bloody howling.
Blow away!
Can't get out of this.
Take that!
I'm not done! Blow away! Raining flash! Blow away! Raining flash! Blow away! Dragon swarm! Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
That's good. Which video?
You're mine! Strike!
Where are you going?
Dragon swarm! I'm not done! You take it! I'm not done! Try harder!
Charge like that can easily be faithful.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Here I come! Ha! Dragon swarm! Raining flash! Blow away! Try harder! Not a chance!
No further!
You're mine! Strike!
Raging storm!
Blow away! Raining flash!
Raging cast
Blow
now!
away! Remember!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
It was a close thing.
You know what I could do to get like a kind of a lot of views? Since this game is new, if I did a subquest tutorial video, if like found every subquest I did in the video and made a tutorial for each one, I'd probably get a lot of views, but I don't got the time to really do that. I wish I did.
Get lost! Bring him down!
Nice. Then you leave me no choice.
Eat this! Too fast! Stand back. I'll shoot it up.
Hope this works.
Soaring blast!
Ready to go. Now.
You're mine! Captivity! The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
The game hasn't even been out for a week, and not everyone looks at the top video, you know?
Another incantation ruined. Now we're not ready to help you. Flew away! Take this! Take this! Escape! Flew away! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Bloody howling! We did it! Go to hell! Negative gate! They might wide open! It won't escape me!
In here. Do it.
Plus, you said there was no one big name that plays this game. You told me that.
Illuminate the
On Twitch.
They really made us work for that one.
I came from this way, so I need to go back.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Ah, shit.
Grind and rend. This one's mine.
I'm not done! Can't get out of this! It's on! Take this! I'll face you! Dance in the wind! On your knees! Here I come! You picked the wrong fight! Here I come! Dragon Form! Flew away! Raining Slash! Here I come! Prepare to be seen! You're finished! Flew away! Raining! Try harder! My turn! Strike! Dragon Form! Here I come! Try harder! Dragon Form! I'm nearly done for. Here I come! Not again! Lewis!
I can't heal you forever.
Dragon Form! With this!
I never miss.
Dance in the wind! This can't get out of this! Strike!
Healing circle.
Flew away!
Blind you into dust.
Coming through!
What? It still went off? The meter would disappear. That's pretty good though. That's pretty crazy.
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis. Here's a healing art.
On
A
your
chain between heaven and earth.
Dragon Form!
Sea of lightning. Lunar corruption.
I'm ready! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis. Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
There's one more fight left, and then whatever this is. Hopefully it's not a boss because I have no CP. I don't even know if I can do this fight. I'm gonna skip it. I don't think I need to do it. Give me a new checkpoint.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other.
See what?
So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like
We're not
one?
babies.
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do.
He's the same age.
We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dahna. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahnan astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah, it was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I don't even think they grew
can't
up
just
together.
pretend like the past never happened.
I think they only spent a
Besides,
moment,
if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really
like not even a
was,
full year.
it might also lead to answers
together.
about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Heal me.
Nobody's here.
Oh, cool.
Stay
You,
sharp.
you actually will heal me.
After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
What are we fighting? What do you think? No shit. What kind? I'm thinking it's gonna be... It's usually a bigger creature of what we've already fought. Could be maybe a wolf. Just a big wolf. Oh, and these Varia got possessed by the Red Woman thing. So that Red Woman did something to Varia. Aha.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Third core. Well, that's new.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
The core is on its head. I have to jump.
I've never known Faria to control single like that before?
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Dougal, then we get some answers.
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
Someone has an art that gives me attack. Who is it? Who buffs? I think it's him, actually. Oh my god, how am I supposed to find it with all this? There's too many of them. How am I supposed to know which one it is? This is AG recovery speed. Sharpness? That was attack and elemental attack. Yeah, you. Give it to me. I can't see. Bring him down for a second.
Thanks, Kisara. It's weakened.
This ends now!
In here. Ludicrous. That'll bring you down.
Resonate with the earth! I can carve through armor!
Illuminate the stone. Let me help. Holy glimmer.
Dragon Sword!
Another incantation ruined.
Burn! Cure! Take this! Raining Slash! Blow away! Raining Slash! Cure! Blow away! Raining Slash! Can't get out of this! You're mine!
I need to heal. Whenever you guys are ready. Shion? Something? Alright, I will tell you to heal me because you are not doing it.
This ends now.
Fuck.
Consider yourself finished!
Here's a healing art.
You're mine!
Thank you.
Blow away! Raining Slash! Blow away! Raining Slash!
Where are you going?
It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out.
You're mine! I'm not done! Allow me to help you! Blow away! Raining Slash! Burn in hell! Take this! Dragon Sword! Elusive hell!
Sleep now.
Forgive me.
Take this!
Behold! The earth pulse! Tectonic vision!
I'll bring you back from death to
Take this!
Blow away! Blow escape! Raining Slash! Blow away!
I don't know what it's doing, but it's lasers in the ground.
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down.
Blow away! I can carve through armor!
Sleep now.
Negative gate!
I'll be saving lightning.
Raining Slash!
I'm out of ammo. I'm all stuffed up.
Air pressure! Take this! I'm not done!
To the shadows. I'm pleased, sir.
This one's all mine!
I'm almost impressed.
High praise coming from you.
I said almost. Don't be carried away.
Blow escape! Blow away! Raining Slash! Blow away! Raining Slash!
It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone! Take this! Blow escape! Try harder!
Take this. By the power of flame. Here goes.
I gotta make sure I don't roll on top of my teammates when he's doing that.
Where are you going?
I'm nearly done for.
Alright, I have 6 life.
No further! Raining slash! Easter!
Magic is there! Watch and sleep now!
Raining slash!
I'll be radiant!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Now it's just her!
Faria! Can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
No.
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Screw her.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almeidria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
This is very like Hunger
For those still
Games-ish
alive.
to me,
Kisara's
in a
right.
way.
So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
I need to go that way? Yeah. Watch a video? Depends, what is it? The newest Heroes episode? Newest Heroes? I don't even know what you're talking about.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
Oh shit.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her. It reminds me of Shionne's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. Oh, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure!
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shionne's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Heroes. I ain't gonna watch it. It's unrelatable here.
That vision we saw.
I'm not just gonna jump in the
It was
middle
as
and
if
see
it was
something.
meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
If you don't plan to get
You
into
think
it,
that's what
why
it
not?
was? Some kind
Never
of
said I never
message
planned to get
someone
into
left
it.
here for us?
I just
I
don't
am
watch
merely
shows or
entertaining
TV
the
by myself or
possibility.
movies.
Whether it was Dana's will,
I'd
or
rather play
somehow
games by
connected to
myself.
the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent. Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shionne's thorns. As well as my own past, I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens. I just need a little time first. I want to make sure I go into whatever comes next completely prepared.
There's new weapons for me to buy.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
What is this? What the fuck? A famous cannon that belonged to a man thought to be immortal. Most who try to fire it themselves are bound to blown back by the recoil. It's pretty funny. Was there something like that for him? No. Use the skin. For what, the cannon? Carrot and cannon. I don't want to use a carrot. It looks stupid. I wouldn't be able to take the game seriously. Everyone else got their weapon, right? Oh, I guess I need hers too. It's a cool book. Alright, everyone's got their best weapon. The cannon. Alright, I'll buy the cannon. It's a lot of money though. I'll craft it. I got some platinum dogs. Wait, what do you mean only one? I thought I got more than one. That's fine.
Have you guys checked?
I still think this is the best skin. Do you want the blunderbuss?
Your equipment lately?
Although the new sword looks good too. I should equip the new sword outfits. There we go, the Gladius. Alright, what items do I have? I still have I didn't use any items that fight, which is really good. So what do we have? We have orange gels. We got 6 pineapples, 3 golds, 8 life bottles. Got some elixirs. We have a lot. I got permastats again that I should probably give people. Peaches, lemon. I have 11 oranges. Yeah, we're pretty prepared. I'll start using these. Herb that raises attack when used. Smelling it heightens saboteurs attack. Defense. Elemental attack. Elemental defense. Crit. Health. Greatly raises attack. Elemental defense. More health. Alright, nap, save, and then we are ready. Sounds like there's gonna be another boss fight. Attack up L. Try to make more wieners. As long as I keep up with the ranch, I should be able to keep up with making wieners.
This is great. The take.
Alright. I don't think there was another checkpoint, so I gotta run my ass over there and try to dodge all combat. I got 5 minutes to like race through it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to dodge combat though. It's very skinny hallways. My food buff only lasts 5 minutes. And go!
Hey, look at that enemy. It's
I
shining.
don't give a shit. Those dogs reset really fast. How am I gonna spread them out? I need to get them in the hallway. Oh, he kept going. I passed.
See what you've got.
Now you'll learn.
No one took damage. Good job. No one took damage. Shit. Shit. I didn't do it. Ah! That's the wrong way. Okay, no one took damage, we're good. I went to the dead end.
Soon, I have to be ready to face anything. I'm determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
Makes it seem like this is the end of the game. As if we're not going to be level 60 when we beat this game.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
What about the gate?
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
For the people of Lenegis, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
It's a nice streaming setup. He's got the like double wide monitor in the middle.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment
I do need a
records by
third
the looks
monitor
of
though,
it.
I think.
Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Dahnan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure taking the form of a Dahnan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign?
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They've re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
She's not dead.
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
It was.
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign.
It's just for
Me.
collecting
Meaning that
astral
for the past
energy for
300
something.
years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign. And Volron as well. Only 2 Sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Select a topic to explore. Master cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belong to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these master cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Renan lords at the time of the crown contest. Only the dark master core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Rena's Alma is ready to be reformed. Its existence kept top secret. Underneath it, a master core's spherical outer layer is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each lord competes in the crown contest to amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Rena's Alma materializes. Be advised that active master cores may resonate with other master cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to successful regeneration of the Renis Alma, Master Cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted. Success regeneration of the Renis Alma. Spirit cores are end terminals used for collection of astral energy. When embedded into a biological subject, it establishes connections throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity, which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within range of a spirit vessel, the energy to be collected. This means that Danans must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the crown contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that the spirit cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. Spirit cores can also be embedded into Zeugles to control them via astral arts. Oh, so the animals also have the spirit cores in their bodies. That's why we break cores. That's their weak points. Increased physical load on a host body tend to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of ideal workload to impose on host bodies while inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is still pending. So me killing Zeugles is helping them out. They're still getting their astral energy. Each crown contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Renan populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority as well as one of the 5 elemental realms to administer and its corresponding master core. They are also assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. The selection process is based on an astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables such as age have no bearing whatsoever, because only the strongest go on to become lords. The position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing on a master core's power. All Renans must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. Furthermore, in the event that our enacting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. The following is a report of the second successful case of the Sovereign test subject experimentation. Test subject Valron. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, the risks it possesses surpass even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and is therefore under consideration for disposal. This is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dana under the guise of serving as a lord. Huh. So they were trying to get rid of Valron anyway. Valron is successful of getting the Sovereign, but he was a failure because he wouldn't do what they wanted them to do. The operating table, many subjects undoubtedly never came back alive from their operations. So I'm successful because I didn't die during them implanting the Sovereign inside of me. I noticed this area will now be shut down as the project proceeds to the final phase. I need to hurry. I'm about to lose my food buff. A room might change over 3 centuries. It's like time itself has stopped here. It's like something not even from Rena. It's like not even from Rena or from Dana has somehow like became the leader of Renan, and it put us at war with each other just to collect astral energy in this long, weird way process.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain.
What are you confused about it?
Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
Everything? It's not
His
that
injuries
confusing.
are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation.
Just everyone's being played except for the guy who
The chance
started
of
all
surviving
this.
hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Totally gonna lose my food buff. That's alright. It's
This
the room of the
place.
ceremony.
We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how.
So she sucked it up, and that's how the thorns developed?
Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well.
Now we know why she almost got it.
Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or Was it the Dahnan voice speaking through her?
We have to repeat the ceremony now that we have a true maiden.
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
We can't repeat the ceremony. You do the ceremony, then you're gonna
Locating the Renis
blow up
Alma would allow us
everything.
to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shion.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shion. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The Thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead. And it's for my sake. So I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Revitalize, an advanced healing art that restores all allies' HP. Ooh. Yes, please. The Sodial Arthelis. Gone. It's the same exact sword. Oh no, it's not. I lied. That looks sick. Where's the new sword? There it is.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
So they had the ceremony, then she pulled out, and she wasn't the maiden anymore, and then he got pissed off somehow. Something reacted badly, I guess, and made him rage, and she sealed it inside of her, and that's how the thorns developed. So now we gotta find the Rena's Alma, redo the ceremony correctly to get rid of the thorns. It still doesn't say who's the mastermind that fucked everything. They even came up with all this shit. Yeah, Naori They already down the family generations, has passed down the thorns to every generation until Shion came around. Am I at 50 hours? I don't know.
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
So no Renin that's been in Lenegis has never been to Rena. I wonder if we're gonna actually go to Rena. I think there might be a season 3. Something else is gonna happen. We're going to fucking Rena.
We're a long way from the residential quarters now. It looks completely different.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, this place, it reminds me more of being back inside the Wedge.
Except the Danon astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago. Or perhaps even further back. Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence? Artistic circles?
When a preference is indulged to its extreme, it descends into kitsch, eccentricity for the sake of it. I'd be happy to illuminate you
He
further.
still doesn't understand.
That depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Shut up!
Alright, let's see. I'm fully recovered. I don't even need to use that healing thing right now. So. We are at 45 hours.
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion.
Yep.
Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now,
We need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible? What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting just here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
Ow.
Healing circle! Where are you going?
The flame inside me, yours to be let free.
More for the stockpile.
Burn in hell!
Fear.
Here I
Here's
come!
evil.
I'm not
Can't
done!
be swallowed.
You can't get out of this!
Illuminate the dark.
Here I come!
Dragon
Sword! Soaring blast! You're mine!
A wailing dandy of
Take this! Raining blast! Blew away!
healing circle.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Oh, they enraged already. That's early.
Dragon Swarm!
Heal my weary companion!
Ready to win.
Dragon Swarm!
Soaring blast.
Benediction light.
Raining blast!
Heal.
Blew away!
Eat dirt now.
Here I come!
Gemini all over the stockpile.
Ha! Burn in hell!
Steering flame. Where are you going?
They could do without this pain.
Blah blah blah. You get the gist. Glacial spear. Here's evil. Freeze Lancer.
Someone heal me?
Sleep now.
Thank you.
Can't get out of this!
I'm not done!
I can carve
through armor! I'm not done! Blew away! Take this!
Finished with that one. Magic is
It's over!
Captivity. Here's a healing arc. First aid.
Struck! It's time! I'm not done! You picked the wrong fight! You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Blew away! Take this!
I'm ready.
You're mine! Struck! Raining blast! Blew away!
Green base.
Raining blast!
Shattering lightning pieces.
Struck!
A wailing Banshee divide.
Blew away!
Magic Dragon. Air drop by the power of flame.
I'm not done! Here I come!
This one's mine.
Take this!
No further!
Light astral energy. Moon of the wind. Air
Burn! You're mine!
Heal my weary companion!
Blew away!
Cure!
This is looking good!
Freeze Lancer. All disasters may one. Here, let me help. Fury. First aid. Maelstrom.
Ooh.
Don't get in my way!
Dragon Swarm!
Tornado drive!
Give me the circle.
Glacier Spear! Pierce evil! I'm not done!
That'll bring you down.
Raining Slash! You picked the wrong fight!
Let me help.
No further!
Just what I need.
Raining Slash! I'll smash you!
By the power of flame!
Another incantation, no further.
Stay away from my friends!
Burning strike! Glacial spear!
Take this!
Pierce evil!
I'm not done! Raining Slash! Struck!
I've been saving this one.
Blew away! I'm not done! Blew away! Try harder! Now! You're mine!
Heal my wearied
You're mine! This one's all mine!
More for the stockpile.
Sure! Try harder! You're mine!
arts of being interrupted.
Anything in armor is all mine! Blew away!
Elusive
Raining
deity!
Slash! Blew away! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Purge Malevolence! Arctic Waterfall!
Alright. Phase 1 complete.
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Nope.
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much.
So you know this place?
Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me?
You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think?
Psych.
Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Voron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a
slave from Dana.
like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renan and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renan and Danon are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alma!
Yeah, the rage. That was the plan. The ceremony failed once again.
We need to go. Alpin!
History repeats itself. Jump.
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Are you two okay?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Is Volron... have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renis Alma. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the Motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renis Alma in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah, and not in a good way like with us.
I didn't see that coming about Volron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human, Next thing you know, they're not actually human at all.
They definitely weren't Renan or Danon. I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
Dude, did I call it or
what
did
were
I
they
not
then?
call it?
Human Zoogle hybrids?
I fucking
Is
called
the
it,
most
man.
terrifying thing anyone said all day?
How about you, Shion? Doherly? You ever seen anything like that before?
No, never. However, if they're the same as the Red Woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very least.
Told you something from some other
I had just
planet,
so much I wanted to ask
non-Denon
you
or
about
Rena.
And
Put these
Shion's
planets to
thorns.
war with each other
Unfortunately,
for-
they blew themselves
to
up
collect
before we got the
astral
chance.
energy, and I guess they
Why
needed
would they do such a
whatever
thing,
reason
though?
they need the
To take us with them?
Brennus Alma.
Or in order to keep something hidden?
Both sound plausible to my ears. They took off with the Renis Alma too, remember?
Yeah, they did. And the next time we meet them, we're going to make sure they tell us everything they know.
Should I just teleport out of here? I can't. Okay.
Discourteous, aren't you?
Now you'll learn! I'm not done!
That'll bring you down. They really don't give up, do they?
For my lord!
Leave the impairing to me. Being interrupted.
It's already too strong!
Split it open!
Be my guest! You're mine!
I'm ready!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
By the power of blood!
An astral
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Raging Storm! More with that explosion! Stone Shield Runner! Ice Piercing Noise!
We're not finished! Blow away! Raining Slash! Burn! Raining Slash! Blow away! Raining Slash!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara! My exploits are bearing fruit.
Get lost! Not in your dreams! How long are we gonna keep this up for exactly? Is it in the That'll bring you down!
Too much!
Here I come!
down! Support! Mission!
In a bind?
A chain between heaven and earth.
I'm not done!
Begin!
You're mine! Blew away! Elusive deity!
Chinese
Blew away! We did it!
In here! Freeze
Dragon form! Rain Doubling! In an instant! Impact block!
Step back! This one's all law!
My team's magic, dude, is so devastating. I would not want to fight anyone on my team, ever. The magic they call out just destroys the whole battlefield.
An opponent like this should be easy.
God's in pain.
No, he's separated from everybody.
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Raining flash! Cure! Blew away! Burn in hell! You're mine! You're mine!
Do it! Here! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash! My turn! You're mine!
Wind astral energy!
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Take this! I'm not done!
Sleep now! All in order! I'm all stocked up! Dance in the wind!
Dragon form! Attack from the wind! This one's all mine! Blew away! Dragon form!
Crescent flash. A comfortable win.
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone?
Joe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegis is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegis from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust.
Dolohim.
That's it. Who's the highest ranking person in Lenegis right now?
Lenegis wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah, very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegis. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Elda Menancia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnagain's death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Eldomenencia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegus who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menencia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
Dolohim for president. Ground Dasher. Improved healing arts.
Looks like the people of Lenegus can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Go to the bathroom. Give me a second. I feel like I need a new title. But not really searching for a starship no more, but I don't know what to put.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
You, a Renan Lord? How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values, resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now. I wonder, have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
Everything's pretty good. I don't need to do anything. Thank you. How much do I get? 30 elemental attack. Maybe. $2,000. It's like I'm saving up. Saving up. Saving up. Yeah, finish this. That's good. 40 crit. I don't think I'm taking that. Like, I need to figure out this fish. I'm missing so much. Everything is boost gauge. We don't really use our boost that much. This looks good. That's the tree I want to focus on right away. Alright. Probably should rest just in case. Did I really go through 4 residential zones? No, I didn't. This is residential zone 16.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renis Alma. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What?
Like a bug. There goes our starship.
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
Oh,
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
Oh, we're already on the ship.
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
Planet is a flower.
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
The Flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down! You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
Towards what? Ah. That's not Lenegis, is it? No, that's a different.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
Ah, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people, does it ever get lonely sometimes?
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise.
Boo! Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell!
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.